Hi, I'm Dan Kubisky with the Society of Professional Journalists International Community. We've all heard the reports of fighting between India and Pakistan in Kashmir. As usual, when fighting breaks out between countries, the governments look to control or limit news reporting. The German news service DW wrote that Pakistan and India are indeed doing all they can to control the narrative related to the fighting. According to DW, the Modi government has issued media advisories and content bans. Earlier this week, the Modi government also ordered internet platforms to remove all material originating in Pakistan. Now, India has a long history of censoring internet content. Freedom House lists India as partly free as far as internet freedom goes, placing it between Lebanon and Uganda. So the action taken to remove Pakistani material from the internet is not surprising. Last September, we talked with Susmita Majumder about the media landscape in India. She worked as a journalist in Northeast India and has now just finished her master's degree program at William Patterson University in New Jersey. So first, Susmita, congratulations on graduating. It's a
Thank you.
long, hard slog, and you've earned your degree.
Yes, yes, in communication.
Okay, so now India is rated number 151 out of 180 countries for press
Right.
freedom by Reporters Without Borders. That puts it between Laos and Bhutan.
Mm.
So a natural question would be, how has the Indian government attempted to control the narrative about the fighting? How has that effort affected local media in India?
So I want to tell you that first I want to tell you that media advisories they have been given, that is for good, so that fake news does not spread. But when it comes about the action, only one section of media, they are allowed to say anything which should not be said on the internet, on TV. Whereas on the other hand, the media which are criticizing the government, they are confused, they are under fear that actions might be taken. Recently, one YouTube channel was banned in India, centering a thumbnail. So the point is that right now, what we are confused and media houses are confused what to share and what not to share, because a order has been given to delete some of the like contents which come from Pakistan. So as a journalist, people, how do people know that which content is real, which content is not real?
Mm.
So Modi government is just g- instructing directly that delete all the Pakistani contents. So how do we know that which is correct, which is not correct, and what to post, what not to post? So basically, it is indirectly giving a message that you just post what you should be posting as per the instruction is coming from the government. On the other hand, the right-wing media, they are spreading misinformation. They spread news. Yesterday also that Karachi has been attacked, Pakistan has been attacked. Their ministers are hiding. And after that, there were some issues and like notifications given by the government, but no action were taken against them. Whereas on the other hand, social media users, they are some of them were arrested for their petty mistakes. So that's the kind of confusing situation, and I don't know how to report. You have to always think on the background, what will be the consequence, what to share, what not to share. So it's kind
Now,
of
so this gray area makes life very, as you're saying, very difficult. What to post, what not to post.
right.
Um, what happens if somebody guesses wrong? What are the penalties? What could a journalist or a news organization face
Hmm.
in terms of punishment if they step over this very blurry line?
So if it is a YouTube channel, most likely it is going to be blocked. And there are a lot of YouTube channels which were blocked. And recently also there was one news 4 which is very popular. Its name is News 4 or something, but it was banned. I can give you the exact name. So it was banned. And also there are a lot of bans like websites and all this, like over 50,000, these things were banned. So it can be banned. So your YouTube channel can be suspended. There is a huge risk for that. And regarding the sedition charges, yes, that news is 4 p.m. news, which was very popular because of a wrong thumbnail or something like that. Whereas the right-wing media, they are not only posting wrong thumbnail, but posting a lot of fake news. There is no action against them. So yes, and regarding the sedition charges, anti-national charges, there are always these things. So the reporters are very careful when they are reporting. But after the Pahalgam attack, because the terrorist had targeted the Hindus, definitely, which was wrong. But the media and journalists openly spread hatred against a particular community, which as a journalist should not be done, but there was no action against them for violating India's secularism. Right.
Wow. Okay. Um, you mentioned that there are some media outlets that are putting up disinformation.
Hmm.
What's the situation of fact checking in India? This is something that more and more countries and more journalism organizations are
Hmm.
trying to work with. Uh, what's the situation like in India on fact checking, independent fact checking organizations?
Independent fact-checking organizations like I was telling you about Ravish Kumar. Some journalists are there, they are trying to expose them, but they are not connected to the mainstream media. Most of the mainstream media, they are right now they are doing this and they are given like freedom to do anything because there is no action against their big mistakes too. That's the problem. And regarding independent, I don't know any such independent who are very much influential because the propaganda machinery is very strong. I don't know why, but their influence is very, very strong, centering the war. Because India has a lot of problems. We have unemployment problems. We have a lot of these problems. So when people are talking about these things, they will say, "Do you think this is the right moment to talk about all this? Our country is in problem." So yeah.
Okay. Um, in trying to get information out, accurate information, and
Mhm.
again, not crossing that fuzzy
Yeah.
line, uh, what what do local news operations in India have at their disposal to help make sure that they're getting as much accurate information out as possible, but at the same time not crossing the line? What
Only the information and broadcast ministry, what the government is saying.
only so they're dependent on.
I don't see any other option. I don't
Okay.
see. Or
Now,
I can quote any media which are mainstream media. That's it.
wow. Now, a lot of times, some local stations might have subscriptions or arrangements with overseas news organizations. So, maybe BBC,
Mm,
formerly Voice of America, CNN. Are these international organizations? Well, first, in your view, how's the reporting from these
mm.
international groups? And is the presence of these groups helping, or is it neutral, or is it hurting getting full information into the Indian public?
They are giving actually better information. People who can follow those channels, they are giving much more better information. But recently there was a propaganda against the Western media by journalists like Palki Sharma, who are very big. That why CNN and all other Western media, they are calling it a, like, what happened in Pahalgam. Why they are calling it a military attack? Why not a terrorist attack? So they are attacking BBC, CNN, like, whatever they say, they are fake. We are only real. So that's the nationalism sentiment is, mixed with that. So you cannot say anything. For example, in the US, when there was an issue with Donald Trump and the Ukraine, top leaders, so people came openly supporting the Ukraine, and that is not considered something as like an anti-national thing. People have freedom to speak. And also in case of Canada and US, what happened? People are supporting the Canadian side too. I have seen that, but these things you cannot do in the do in India right now.
Okay. Okay. Wow. I mean, so it does sound like there's a real issue getting correct information, and it's not, and that the Modi government, and I would imagine on the Pakistan government, they're engaged in similar, because there have been many reports about press freedom issues in Pakistan as well. I don't want to lay it all on Modi. Uh,
No, Pakistan is definitely laden to everyone. Everyone knows about Pakistan. I am not supporting. Question doesn't arise. It's sponsoring somehow. We strongly believe from our childhood. Pakistan and India were sole enemies all the time, and we know that Jammu Kashmir was always in problem. But what I'm trying to say that because we are targeting the military, India is right now targeting whatever is doing. That's great, but centering that, the propaganda machinery, and how do we report about that? Do we have a real freedom of speech or expression? That's the question. Just
mhm.
I said that what to report, what not to report. So that kind of thing.
Well, India is the world's largest democracy. It would be nice to see it acting more like that by encouraging more press freedom
Right.
and freedom of access.
Right, right. We had the right to information earlier, which is now kind of we have still it, but the government said that we cannot release all informations. Yeah.
Mhm. Right, right, right. Um, I want to thank you for taking the time
Of course.
to give us this quick briefing on what's going on, and some of the situation there. Is there anything else you'd like to add to what you've already said about the media situation in India, and particularly related to the fighting in Kashmir?
Yeah, I will say that I will like to add that people should not believing whatever they are seeing in the mainstream media, or do their own, like verification, double check that similar headlines have been published in, various media or not. Also like the Western media, then taking an overall thing. And of course, we want the war has not started, but it should stop very soon, because we need to focus on other things, and we love our country so much.
Right, right. Okay. Well, Susmita Majumder, thank you very much. You've got a big future ahead of you now with your master's degree in communications.
Hope so.
Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you, Dan. See you again.